Okay, what if building a video game was literally as easy as sending a text message? I mean, just imagine it. You wake up with this crazy idea for a game, you pull out your phone, you type a quick sentence, and boom, within seconds, you're actually playing it. No coding, no complicated software to learn, just pure imagination translated instantly into a playable reality. Now that is the ultimate creative fantasy, right?
Well, welcome to this explainer. I am so excited you're here today because we're unpacking a revolutionary new feature that's about to completely upend how we think about game development. Roblox just announced something they're calling Build, and honestly, it might just be the beginning of the end for traditional coding as the only path to creating games. We're going to look at exactly how it works, the crazy tech making it possible, and of course, the massive risks involved.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First, anyone can build games. Second, under the AI hood. Third, the AI spam problem. Fourth, filtering the noise. And finally, number 5, the future of game dev.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1. Anyone can build games, from imagination to playable reality.
So Roblox is rolling out Build as a brand new creation tab right inside their mobile app. And this is huge. This isn't some complex desktop software. It's a mobile-first tool that lets literally anyone turn a text prompt into a basic playable game. No touching Roblox Studio, no writing a single line of code. It opens up to age-verified users who are 9 and older, with public alpha testing officially kicking off in New Zealand on July 28th. Just think about that for a second. A 9-year-old on a smartphone now has the power to generate a game completely from scratch. I gotta say, suddenly my childhood lemonade stand feels a bit, well, underachieving.
Let's look at exactly what a prompt like that might actually be. According to the source, a creator could describe something like, a cozy forest adventure game with environmental obstacles, and instantly Build acts on that prompt to generate a starting point. It doesn't just give you a static picture either. No, it generates real gameplay mechanics, a 3D environment, characters, sound, and a completely cohesive visual style. It literally takes a vibe and turns it into working mechanics.
Moving right along to Section 2, under the AI hood, powering the magic. Now, what's really interesting here is the technology making all this possible. It's just fascinating. Roblox is using a mix of open source and proprietary models, most notably their Cube Foundation model. Cube is incredibly specific. It was trained on a uniquely massive data set of 3D models and gaming-specific data. So what does this mean in practice? Well, when it generates an object, that object is already game-ready. If you prompt it to make a car, the model inherently knows that a car needs to be able to drive. If it's a blaster, it knows it needs to shoot. It behaves exactly as expected without you having to manually script the physics or the actions. It's wild.
To truly understand how big of a shift this is, you have to think about the old way of doing things. The old way meant sitting at a desktop, learning the incredibly dense interface of Roblox Studio, and spending hours upon hours manually coding every single interaction. It was super intimidating for most people. But the new way, you just open a mobile app, tap the Build tab, and text it what you want. It's this highly accessible, lightweight approach that fundamentally lowers the barrier to entry for millions of people.
But the absolute brilliance here is that this isn't disconnected from their professional tools. It's a totally seamless cross-device journey. Because Build shares a backend with the full Roblox Studio, you can do Step 1 right on the bus, just typing your prompt on mobile. Step 2 happens entirely in the cloud as the AI generates the environment and mechanics. And then for Step 3, you can go home, fire up your desktop, and use the full, complex Roblox Studio toolset to refine, polish, and publish that exact same project.
All right, time to address Section 3, the AI spam problem. The elephant in the room.
So we have to ask the obvious question. What happens when millions of people start generating average, unpolished games at the exact same time? Well, check out this stat. 84%. That is the massive, almost unbelievable jump in Apple App Store submissions recently driven by what the industry is calling vibe coding. As the barrier to entry drops all the way to 0, the volume of submissions just skyrockets. Actually, Apple had to start cracking down on low-quality AI-built apps because of this exact flood. The harsh reality outlined in our source material is that AI-generated content is currently flooding platforms way faster than traditional review systems can possibly handle it. And this is the incredible risk Roblox is taking by opening up the Build tab. If absolutely everyone can make a game in 10 seconds, the platform could theoretically become an unplayable mess of low-quality, AI-generated slop. It could make it completely impossible for you to actually find the good stuff.
Which brings us to Section 4, filtering the noise, Roblox's natural shield.
So the crucial point is, how does a company actually plan to survive this flood?
Their clever defense mechanism is something called retention-based discovery. Now, you know how most platforms surface content based on how new it is or just the sheer volume of releases? Well, Roblox's discovery system ranks games based on long-term player retention. Put simply, if you use AI to generate a super boring game that nobody actually wants to play for more than a minute, it's naturally going to get buried. Games won't hit the homepage just because they exist, they have to actually hold human attention. It acts as an automatic behavioral quality filter.
And on top of that, just because a game is generated instantly definitely doesn't mean it skips the rules. Publish-build games are subject to the exact same standard safety checks as any traditional Roblox title. And for the parents watching, it's really important to note that games targeting younger players will undergo an extended manual review process before they are ever added to the kids or select catalogs. A game has to truly earn its placement through genuine engagement and strict safety compliance. No shortcuts. Let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds into the future of game dev beyond the basics.
While the Build tab is super beginner-friendly, Roblox is also giving professional creators a whole team of virtual AI assistants. I mean, imagine having a playtesting agent that automatically runs through your game to find bugs before real players do. Or an analytics agent you can literally just chat with in plain English instead of digging through endless spreadsheets. And even an experiment agent that actively identifies tests you can run to improve player engagement and monetization. This is rolling out to pro creators over the coming months, and it's a real game changer.
And if that wasn't enough, they have a brand new scene generation model currently in development. This is going to allow creators to generate entire, fully editable and playable 3D environments from just a single text prompt. This is a jaw-dropping look at where this technology is heading next. We're talking about scaling from simple objects in basic games all the way up to sprawling virtual worlds built completely on demand.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of what we're dealing with. 132 million. That is the number of daily active users currently on Roblox. And very, very soon, any single one of those 132 million people will have the power to prototype a video game directly from their phone, maybe while they're just waiting in line at the grocery store. We are literally witnessing the ultimate democratization of an entire entertainment medium. So I leave you with this final massive question. What happens to the landscape of gaming, to the types of stories we tell, and to traditional game studios when 132 million people become game developers overnight? It's a completely fascinating paradigm shift, and I, for one, cannot wait to see what gets built. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.